So the Detroit Pistons on Wednesday fired Monty Williams after one season and got to absorb 65 million smackaroos of his contract. Now, here's the thing, Jimmy. Let me give you the backstory on this. The Pistons went out and said, we're not very good. This was last year. And they said, hey, we got to go find the best coach. Mm-hmm. So they went out and they got, NBA championship, Monty Williams, historic 6 years, $78 million contract, and said, go out and rebuild our team. And then they fired him. they lost. They had the worst. They tied the longest losing streak in NBA history with 28 games, and finished 14-68, the worst in the league. And so they fired him. So Jimmy, were the Pistons premature to fire Monty Williams?
Oh, I don't know. This is tough. This is tough because I would say no, they're not. I didn't see anything that would give me confidence of anything changing. I think the time spent with Trajan being in the fold for the past month and the conversations that they've been having obviously didn't give them confidence of moving forward. So, I think it's tough, even though we've seen teams, have the same kind of teams and coaching staffs that turned it around. When you have 28 games losing in a row, and the way that they were losing, it's hard to bring guys back and try to, create a culture around such a bad start and an exorbitant contract. They overpaid in a lot of people's eyes to get him there. It was just a bad deal all the way around, and they still sucking $65 million down the drain. So I think they're smart enough that they're cutting bait early instead of dragging this out. But who they bring in now is the big question.
Jimmy, I love you, but you are 0 for 2 tonight. Yes, of course they were premature to fire Monty Williams. You don't go hire Bill Belichick, give him the crappiest team in the league, and then fire him a year later because
he's not Bill Belichick.
Come on. Monty Williams, you said you don't think he deserved it.
Okay, well think about this. Think about this, B.
Yeah, go ahead.
Think about this, B. He got fired the year before.
Yeah.
The Suns fired him. And then the Pistons overpaid, and now they fired him. So that's why it really looks bad. Now, if they paid a market price contract, it wouldn't look as bad. And now they're paying $65 million. They got to go out and get another coach. That's why it looks so bad. But they're doing the right thing. And the smart thing about it is, which most teams don't do, they keep them on because of that contract. They're like, you know what? We made a mistake. We're cutting bait. We're about to bring in a whole new team, whole new culture.
Jimmy, 2 years ago, he led his team to the NBA Finals.
And they fired him.
He earned a shot to rebuild the Pistons based on his track record. You paid a massive haul to one of the best coaches, most established coaches in the league that was available. You got to give him more than 1 year. It isn't like he had a good roster and he dismantled it. He had a garbage file.
Well, like I said, they didn't have the confidence, or he didn't at least show them the confidence that they needed to feel in order to go forward. Whatever he was doing, whatever the philosophy is, whatever direction they were going in, clearly wasn't working, or they didn't have any faith or confidence in it, and they cut bait. A lot of times teams fall for that, and they do get better over time, over years, but they don't really push through that, that proverbial ceiling. Like, for instance, the 76ers, trust the process. Well, we've been trusting the process. How long has the process been? About 10 years. It's been a 10-year process.
Yeah, because you got the wrong people making the decision. See, this is the point, Jimmy. It's not It doesn't matter. They're wrong.
The
Like,
new
look,
guy,
the reason why
Trajan
the Pistons suck,
Langdon, my
the
old
reason-
teammate from USA Basketball, is making the decisions. Way to come in
Look.
and make the tough decisions, Trey.
Look, the reason why the Pistons are not good is because they continually make bad decisions. Now, I don't know who the guy at the Pistons making the decisions today is or how long he's been there.
He's
right?
been there for a month. They got Trajan in the game now.
All right.
Trajan
Well, there you
Langdon.
go. So what he's doing is, so you're saying the new GM has been there a month. So he's saying, all right, screw it. I'm going to clean the deck and I'm going to start from scratch because I'm not going to keep Monty. Now that's a different story.
Yeah, they can blame it on him too.
Yeah, well, if you got a new GM and he wants a fresh start and he wants to start and not have to inherit nonsense, then that's what he's doing. So